Alright, so this is a video of me explaining what happens when Rahu, the North Node, is conjunct the Sun in your natal birth chart. So what is the North Node Rahu? The North Node Rahu briefly represents, an area of your life that you need to focus on in this lifetime. It can also represent an area of your life where you neglected and didn't give enough attention over the course of your previous lifetimes. The North Node Rahu represents foreign things, and it's known as a shadow planet. It's not a physical planet. It's an eclipse. And because, this isn't a physical planet, and it's more so of a mathematical point and position in the sky, that when, the moon or sun conjunct it at the right degree or phase, whatever, you get an eclipse, it represents something that you can't see. So therefore, Rahu and Ketu, they can represent things of like paranormal activities and fear. Rahu represents foreign things, and short and simple, without dragging this on much longer, the North Node Rahu represents, like I said before, an area of your life where you're going to fuck up a lot, because that's a new area of your life that you haven't explored over the course of your previous lifetimes. And the North Node Rahu blows up and amplifies the qualities of the traits of the sign and house that is in or conjunct or planet that's conjunct with. The Sun represents, the father figures, government, people in authority and positions of power, and represents the soul. Sun is the natural significator of Atma Karga, which means the soul. That's essentially what the Sun is. Sun is pretty goddamn simple. So what happens when these two come together? Well, the element that's associated with Rahu is air. The element associated with the Sun is fire. And I already told you that Rahu amplifies the sign and the house and the planet that it's associated with. So here, you just have all the qualities and the traits of the Sun are just amplified. Of course, you get the nitty-gritty details when you know the sign and the nakshatra and the house placement. But since this is just a general conjunction video, I'm going to speak very broadly, of course. So, depending on what house this conjunction is in, this conjunction will show you that, in this lifetime, you really need to put a lot of focus in this area. But to make this conjunction even simpler, I'm going to just use the first house as an example, because the first house is you, yourself, and the sun essentially represents who you are. It represents you, yourself. One thing you can say is that you probably would need to put yourself first in this lifetime. You could have potentially given yourself to other people enough, and now it's time for you to find who you are, because the Sun is the soul, and this North Node Rahu is where you're beginning this journey, this area that you're starting to explore and dabble in. So in this lifetime, you are going to be really soul searching. Maybe not in a deep mystical spiritual sense, because in a practical sense, I can't really find a great deep example. But you want to be putting yourself first. Your individuality could be something of great importance to you, and you could be someone who would like to travel a lot, because Rahu represents foreign things and foreigners. You could have a foreign or unusual or distant relationship with your father or father type figure. You might have some type of connection or relationship with maybe an authority or a government or some authoritative position of power, some organization who might have Rahu elements, who might be of a foreign element, an unseen element, potentially. Rahu can represent just rebellions and stuff, rebellious things, because the North Node and the South Node, they go against the normal flow and traditions of the world and of the universe and society. They transit the signs backwards, so they go against the natural order of things. So, Rahu Sun conjunction could make you someone who is very rebellious and goes against the natural order and flow of things. I'm gonna look at my notes, because there really isn't too much in-depth things that you can say with this conjunction, even when you read books. With this conjunction, I would say you would have a very chameleon-like personality, because since the North Node is a shadow, it's a mathematical point, it doesn't produce its own light. North Node and South Node, they greatly get their qualities and traits dependent upon the sign and the planet that they are associated with. They get their light, their influence, their traits greatly influenced. Is greatly influenced by other things, by other planets. And the sun represents you. I would say when Rahu is in the ascendant, when Rahu conjuncts the sun, when Rahu conjuncts the moon, or when Rahu conjuncts the Atma Karga, which is the planet of the highest degree, that person greatly has a chance of having a very chameleon-like personality. They can just adapt to their environments. One day, they might be preaching the word of the Lord in the Bible, or of the Quran, or of some spiritual religious text. And in the next moment, they're talking about rap and selling drugs and making all type of wild, inappropriate comments and remarks and jokes and stuff. And in the next moment, they want to be introverted. They don't want to deal with people. Or one moment, they want to go to a concert or skydiving or something. Their personality can jump and change, and they might just be able to just adapt to their environments. I can't really come up with a better, more sound example to get my point across, but it could just have a very chameleon type of personality. This conjunction shows that you'll make a lot of mistakes in this lifetime. I mean, of course, we're all going to make a lot of mistakes, but you could just make a lot of mistakes when it comes to, I don't know, expressing yourself and finding out who you are. Because all I can really just keep saying, because we don't know the sign and the nutshell, and this is such a general conjunction, is that you're going to want to explore the things in the area of that sign, house, and nakshatra. You'll likely make a lot of mistakes in regards to that sign, house, and nakshatra. When you run the planetary time period, the Mahadasha of Rahu and or Sun with this conjunction, that could be a unique area and time period in your life where you might begin putting yourself first. You might begin behaving and expressing yourself in ways that you have never behaved and expressed yourself before. You might gain the desire to want to begin to travel and go into foreign lands and stuff. Issues and special things might happen. Unique events might happen in relation to you and your father, or you and your father type figure, or you and the government. Unique potential things could, begin to happen. But one thing I can say for sure is that you could just begin to express yourself in a way that you haven't expressed yourself before, and put yourself first. That's all I can really say with this conjunction, ultimately, without knowing the signs and all that stuff. So even though this was a very general, short video, but that's all I can really give you based upon books I've read and videos I looked at, and just my general own mind and understanding. It's like Rahu conjunct Moon, or Ketu conjunct Moon, or just, these type of grahas, these planets. They are very general. They're very neutral. They're very simplistic unless you know the signs and nakshatras, because what they represent is pretty simple. So you can't really get too much out of it. I hope this gave you great insight and clarity what happens when Rahu and Sun come into conjunction in your chart, and thank you for watching.